Welcome to Shri Chakradhar Education. If your IGNOU project has ever come back for correction, there is a strong chance the reason was not your topic or your data. It was the format. In this guide, you will learn the complete IGNOU project format step by step, exactly the way your report should look before you submit it. Here is the direct answer first. An IGNOU project must be typed on A4 size paper in Times New Roman 12-point font with 1.5 line spacing, a wider left margin for binding, and a fixed order of pages. That order is the title page, the Certificate of Originality, the Declaration, the Guide Certificate, and then the chapters, the Bibliography, and the Appendices. Get these basics right, and your report looks clean, professional, and ready for approval. I am B.K. Sani, founder of IGNOUProject.com, and my team has guided IGNOU students since 2010. In that time, one pattern has become very clear. A good project written in the wrong format still gets sent back, while a simple project in the correct format gets approved smoothly. So let us fix the format once and for all. First, why does format matter this much? Your evaluator reads dozens of reports. A consistent, well-formatted document signals that you followed the guidelines, respected the process, and did serious work. A messy file with mixed fonts, missing certificates, and random page numbers creates doubt before a single line is read. In distance education, format is often the difference between approval and resubmission. Now the format at a glance. Keep these 6 anchors in your mind as we go. Paper, A4, font, Times New Roman, 12-point, line spacing, 1.5, left margin, 1.5 inches, other margins about 1 inch, and length, roughly 60 to 100 pages for most programs. Let us start with page setup, because this is where most mistakes hide. Use A4 size paper, printed on one side, in plain white. Set your body font to Times New Roman at 12-point. You may use a slightly larger bold size for chapter and section headings so the structure is easy to follow. Arial at 11-point is accepted by some programs as an alternative. But Times New Roman, 12-point, is the safe and standard choice. Next, line spacing. The main text uses 1.5 line spacing. This keeps the report readable and leaves room for your evaluator to write remarks. Long quotations, footnotes, tables, and the reference list may use single spacing. Now the margins, which exist for a real reason, and that reason is binding. Keep the left margin at 1.5 inches because the left edge disappears into the binding. Keep the top, right, and bottom margins at about 1 inch. A few official program guides ask for a slightly larger 1.25-inch margin on those sides. So always open your own program guide and match whatever it states. Keep your headings in a clear hierarchy. Use one consistent style for chapter titles, a slightly smaller style for main headings, and a smaller one again for subheadings. Justify your body text so both edges are straight, and indent the first line of each paragraph. Leave a little space between paragraphs and never mix 2 or 3 different fonts in the same report. These small habits make the whole document look neat and professional. One more habit before you print. Read the whole report once, only for consistency. Check that the font, the spacing, and the heading styles are the same on every page, and that your name, your enrollment number, and your title match across the cover and the certificates. 10 minutes of checking here can save you weeks of resubmission later. Finally, page numbers. The preliminary pages, that is everything before Chapter 1, are numbered in small Roman numerals. The main body, from the introduction onward, uses normal numbers placed at the bottom of the page. Keep the numbering continuous and consistent all the way to the last appendix. With the page setup fixed, let us build the front of your report, page by page. These opening pages are called the preliminary pages, and IGNOU expects them in a specific order. Follow this order exactly. because a missing or misplaced certificate is one of the most common reasons a report is returned. The correct order is this: first the title page, then the Certificate of Originality, then the declaration by the student, then the certificate by the guide or supervisor, then the acknowledgement, then the table of contents, then the list of tables and figures, then, if needed, the list of abbreviations, and finally an abstract or executive summary. Let us take them one by one. The title page is your cover. It carries the full project title, your name, your enrollment number, your program and its project course code, your study center and regional center, the name of your guide, and the session or year of submission. Keep the title clear and centered, and use the same title, in exactly the same words, everywhere in the report. Here is how a title block reads in practice. The title of your study sits at the top. For example, a study on customer satisfaction in retail banking. Below it, the line, submitted in partial fulfillment of the requirements for your degree. Then your name and enrollment number, your guide's name, and at the bottom, your regional center and the submission session. Center everything and keep the spacing balanced. Next comes the Certificate of Originality. In this certificate, you declare that the project is your own original work, carried out under your guide, and that it has not been submitted anywhere else for any other degree. It is signed by you and countersigned by your guide, with place and date. This single page protects you against any plagiarism doubt, so never skip it, and never leave it unsigned. Closely linked to it is the declaration. Here you, the student, personally state that the data and the analysis are genuine and were collected by you for this project. It carries your name, enrollment number, signature, and date. Then comes the certificate by the guide. This is signed by your supervisor. Your guide certifies that the work was carried out under their supervision and is fit to be submitted for evaluation. Remember that your guide must meet the eligibility your program requires, and we cover guide eligibility fully in our project guidelines video. After the certificates comes the acknowledgement, where you thank your guide, your family, and anyone who supported the work. Keep it short and sincere, on a single page. Now the table of contents. List every chapter and every main subheading with its page number, so an evaluator can navigate your report in seconds. Right after it, add a list of tables and a list of figures, each numbered in the order they appear. If your report uses many short forms, add a short list of abbreviations. For example, spell out APA or GST or SPSS the first time each appears. Finally, many programs ask for an abstract, a half-page summary of your objective, your method, and your main finding. Write it last after the report is complete, but place it here at the front. Now we reach the heart of the report, the main body. Most IGNOU projects across management, commerce, and the social sciences follow the same 5-chapter structure. Learn this skeleton once, and you can format almost any project on it. Chapter 1 is the introduction. Here you set the background of your topic, explain why it matters, and state your objectives clearly. A neat trick is to present your objectives as a short numbered list, so the evaluator sees them at a glance. You also define the scope of the study and, briefly, its significance. Chapter 2 is the review of literature. Here you summarize earlier studies, reports, and books related to your topic. The aim is to show what is already known and to point out the gap your project will fill. Cite every source you mention in the same style you will use later, because these citations reappear in your bibliography. Chapter 3 is the research methodology. This chapter explains how you did the study. It covers your research design, the population and the sample, your data collection tools such as a questionnaire or an interview, the sources of data, and any hypotheses you tested. Write each hypothesis on its own line, and honestly state the limitations of your study here as well. Chapter 4 is Data Analysis and Interpretation. This is usually the longest chapter. You present your collected data in tables and charts, analyze it, and then explain in words what each result means. Do not just paste tables. Every table needs a sentence of interpretation beside it. Chapter 5 brings it all together. It presents your findings, your conclusion, and your suggestions or recommendations. State clearly what your study found, what it means, and what you recommend based on the evidence. A strong, honest conclusion leaves a good final impression on the evaluator. To see this in action, take a project titled A Study on Customer Satisfaction in Retail Banking. Chapter 1 introduces the bank and the objective. Chapter 2 reviews past studies on customer satisfaction. Chapter 3 explains a survey of 200 customers. Chapter 4 presents the survey results in tables and charts. And Chapter 5 gives the findings and practical suggestions for the bank. The same skeleton fits almost any subject. Now, a key formatting rule for tables and figures. Give every table a number and a title above it, and every figure a number and a caption below it. Number them chapter-wise, so Table 4.1 is the first table in Chapter 4. Then refer to each one by its number in the text. This is what makes your analysis look organized rather than random. One important exception: software and technical programs format the body differently. For example, computer application projects, such as those under the BCSP and MCSP codes, replace this 5-chapter research structure with sections like system analysis, system design, coding, and testing. So use the 5-chapter skeleton for research and survey-based projects, and follow your own guide for software projects. After the last chapter, your report closes with 2 sections, the references and the appendices. Let us format both correctly because evaluators check them carefully. First, the bibliography or references. List every book, journal, report, and website you actually used, arranged alphabetically by the author's surname. IGNOU commonly recommends the APA style, so most students follow APA. The golden rule is to pick one referencing style and stay consistent from the first entry to the last. Every source you cited inside a chapter must appear here, and nothing extra. A quick word on how APA entries look. For a book, write the author's surname and initials, the year in brackets, the title in italics, and the publisher. For a journal article, add the article title, the journal name, and the volume and page numbers. For a website, give the author or organization, the year, the title, and the full link with the date you accessed it. Keep the punctuation and the order identical for every entry. After the references come the appendices. This is where you place supporting material that would clutter the main text. For example, your blank questionnaire, your interview forms, large data tables, or detailed calculations. Label them Appendix A, Appendix B, and so on, and refer to them from the main text. Now, how long should the report be? There is no single number for every program, so treat these as typical ranges and always confirm in your own program guide. A management project usually runs about 80 to 120 pages. Commerce and arts projects often fall between 60 and 100 pages. Computer application projects vary widely with their code and screenshots. Remember, quality matters more than page count. A focused 70-page report beats a padded one. Next, binding. For most projects, a neat spiral binding or a simple soft binding is enough. Some research dissertations may ask for hard binding, so check your program guide before you print. On copies, the common practice is to submit one properly bound original and to keep one photocopy with you for your Viva. Where your program has an online step, upload the soft copy exactly as instructed. A quick note on print quality: print in clear black text on clean white paper, and make sure your charts and screenshots are sharp and readable. A faint or blurred print can hide your best analysis. Keep the pages in the correct order, and never staple over the binding. Finally, the submission packaging. Along with the bound report, enclose your original approved synopsis pro forma, the signed Certificate of Originality, and, where required, a plagiarism or similarity report. Send everything to the authority or program names, which is usually your regional center or the concerned school at IGNOU, either by registered or speed post, or by hand. Always verify the current address and the exact submission step on ignou.ac.in and on Samarth before you send it. Before we finish, let us cover the mistakes that cause most format rejections and the questions students ask us every day. The top format mistakes are these: a missing or unsigned Certificate of Originality, mixed fonts and uneven spacing, no page numbers or numbers that restart randomly, tables and figures with no numbers or captions, and a title that changes wording between the cover and the certificates. Fix these 5, and you remove most reasons for a return. Now the judgment questions. Does format really decide approval? Honestly, content still matters most, but format is the first filter. A correct format will not rescue weak research, yet a wrong format can get even good research sent back for correction. So treat format as non-negotiable, not optional. Does a clean format improve your marks? It does not add marks by itself, but it lets your real work show through clearly, and it prevents easy deductions for poor presentation. In practice, a well-formatted report is simply easier to pass. Is one format valid for every IGNOU program? The core rules, that is, A4 paper, Times New Roman 12, 1.5 spacing, the certificates, and the chapter flow are broadly common across programs. But page count, binding, referencing style, and the exact chapter names can differ, especially for technical and research programs. So learn this standard format, then adjust it to your own program guide. And is it worth getting expert help with formatting? If you are short on time or unsure about the certificates and the referencing, a careful review can save you a rejection and a lost session. That is exactly the kind of support our team at ignouproject.com has offered students since 2010. Now this video owns the format. For the topics that sit next to it, we have separate, focused videos. To learn how to write and get your synopsis approved, watch our IGNOU synopsis video. To choose a strong project topic, see our project topics video. And for a full program walkthrough from topic to Viva, watch our complete project and dissertation guide, such as our MLIP 002 guide for the Library Science program. The project codes to know are MMPP 001 for MBA, MCOP 001 for MCOM, and MLIP 002 for MLIS. Let us answer a few quick questions students search for. Can I type the project instead of writing it by hand? Yes, the project report is typed and printed. Handwriting applies to assignments, not to the project. Should I print on both sides? Single side is the safe default, unless your program guide clearly allows double side. Which referencing style is correct? A PA is the common recommendation, applied consistently. Do I need to sign every certificate? Yes, the Certificate of Originality and the Guide Certificate must carry real signatures and a date. Do I submit a soft copy or a hard copy? Usually a bound hard copy plus a soft copy upload where the program requires it. Let us recap the IGNOU project format in one breath. A4 paper, Times New Roman 12 point, 1.5 spacing, left margin 1.5 inches, others 1 inch. Preliminary pages in order, with every certificate signed. 5 clear chapters. A PA references, then appendices, neatly bound with the correct enclosures. Before you print, run this final check. Right paper, font and spacing, all certificates present and signed. Continuous page numbers, numbered tables and figures, one consistent referencing style. and the same title everywhere. If all 6 are ticked, your report is formatted the way IGNOU expects. If you would like our team to format, review, or prepare your project, message us on WhatsApp at +91 93546 37830 or visit ignouproject.com. For more IGNOU guides like this, subscribe to Shri Chakradhar Education and always confirm the latest rules on ignou.ac.in. This is BK Sahni, wishing you a smooth submission and an easy approval.